Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. And I cannot believe this is my third video this week over here. I said, I don't know, it was like a month or two or 6 months ago that I said that I wanted to start filming over here again 2 to 4 times a week. And this week I have put out 3 videos. I am so happy and so excited to be back over here consistently posting. And today I wanted to do a Audible haul. Now I have to tell you, I have so many books to go through that I don't know if I'm going to put a screenshot up of the title or not. So I just want to make that very, very clear. I'm not going to list the titles anywhere. So if you want to pause this video and get out your notes app on your phone and you can type in the titles as I go, I will say them at least twice. And the name of the author, if you want to get out a notepad and write them down, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to tell you guys all the books that I have bought on Audible in the last few months, because I have so many. I don't even remember the last time that I did Audible haul, so I hope that I don't repeat some of them over here. But I'm also going to mention, I think like 2 or 3 books that I'm thinking about doing for Peter's Book Club, which I will be announcing the book for that next week. Mel and I have 4 books that we are looking at for a true crime book club, which I'm not going to mention. We will leave that as a surprise, and I will also be mentioning that next week as well when I do the announcement for a true crime book club and Peter's Book Club for the month of April. So that video will be coming next week. So let's go in here. Okay, so the thumbnail of my video is actually of Tana French's The Hunter, okay? So I went in here and I was like looking at this, and this book looked really, really good to me, The Hunter by Tana French. Now I know a lot of these books you guys have probably already read. So when I was going in here and I was looking at it, The Hunter is actually the 2nd book in a series by Tana French. And the first book is called The Searcher. And so I will read you guys I'll just briefly go over the description of these books. So The Searcher is by Tana French, and it's the first book of, I believe, 2 so far. And this is what it looks like. I'm not going to put this, I'll just do this. This is what it looks like. And it is Cal Hooper series, book 1. And on Audible, it's 14 hours and 32 minutes. It was the best book of 2020 by New York Times, NPR, and New York Post. And it says, Cal Hooper thought a fixer-upper in a bucolic Irish village would be the perfect escape. After 25 years in the Chicago police force and a bruising divorce, he just wants to build a new life in a pretty spot with a good pub where nothing much happens. But when a local kid whose brother has gone missing arm twists him into investigating, Cal uncovers layers of darkness beneath his picturesque retreat and starts to realize that even small towns shelter dangerous secrets. And it looks really, really good. And I want to get into another thriller. So right now, I am really, really into the thrillers. And I'm really into cozy mysteries. Obviously, I love those as well. But thrillers, I'm like so into thrillers right now. I started listening to them at the beginning of the year and reading them through Reese's Book Club, some of her older ones that she had. And like currently right now, I am listening to The Firm by John Grisham, which is the first of 2 books for Peter's Book Club. The second one is, why can't I remember? I think it's The Exchange. So those are the 2 books for Peter's Book Club this month. And I am currently, here is The Firm by John Grisham. I have 3 hours and 56 minutes of it left, which I will finish this weekend while doing walks. Okay, the next book that I bought, and this is a possible read for Peter's Book Club next month. A lot of people put this on my video where I was asking for help, and then it was also listed that it was trending on Goodreads, and so I went in and I got this one. And the book is called Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. I've never heard of her, and I've never heard of this book before. And the book came out March 5th of 2024. It is brand new. Stephen King says, a world-class whodunit. A lot of people gave really good. Leah Moriarty said, laugh out loud, funny, thrilling, and twisty. I love Leah Moriarty, who wrote Big Little Lies. She also wrote Apples May Fall, which just came out as a series this week. It says, what if you thought you murdered your best friend? And it doesn't matter if everyone else thought so too. And what if the truth doesn't matter? After Lucy is found wandering the streets, covered in her best friend Savvy's blood, everyone thinks she is a murderer. Lucy and Savvy were the golden girls of their small Texas town, pretty smart and enviable. Lucy married a dream guy with a big ring and an even bigger new home. Savvy was a social butterfly loved by all, and if you believe the rumors, especially popular with the men in town. It's been years since that horrible night, a night Lucy can't remember anything about, and she has since moved to LA and started a new life. But now the phenomenally huge hit true crime podcast, Listen for the Lie, and its two good-looking hosts, Ben Owens, have decided to investigate Savvy's murder for the show's second season. Lucy is forced to return to the place she vowed never to set foot in again to solve her friend's murder, even if she is the one that did it. The truth is out there if we just listen. Somebody in my comment section compared this to Lisa Jewell's None of This Is True, which I just finished. So the book, again, is called Listen for the Lie, and it's by Amy Tintera. And sounds really good. The first one was The Searcher, and that is by Tana French. The third book that I bought is called, and it came out last November, but I think it's like a reprint. And it is called One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of my favorite authors of life that wrote Malibu Rising, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, that they're making into a movie, Daisy Jones and the Six. She's wrote The End of the Affair. I've read most of her books. The only book I think of hers that I haven't read that's newer is Carrie Soto, which is about the tennis player. So this is what this book is about. Now a major motion picture, or now a major film, it says. From the best-selling author of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo comes a breathtaking love story about a woman unexpectedly forced to choose between the husband she has long thought dead and the fiancé who has finally brought her back to life. In her 20s, Emma Blair marries her high school sweetheart, Jesse. They build a life for themselves far away from the expectations of their parents and the people of their hometown in Massachusetts. They travel the world together, living life to the fullest and seizing every opportunity for adventure. On their first wedding anniversary, Jesse is on a helicopter over the Pacific when it goes missing, just like that. Jesse is gone forever. Emma quits her job and moves home in an effort to put her life back together. Years later, now in her 30s, Emma runs into an old friend, Sam, and finds herself falling in love again. When Emma and Sam get engaged, it feels like Emma's second chance at happiness. That is, until Jesse is found. He's alive, and he's been trying all these years to come home to her. With a husband and a fiancé, Emma has to now figure out who she is and what she wants, while trying to protect the one she loves. Who is her one true love? What does it mean to love truly? Emma knows she has to listen to her heart. She's just not sure what it's saying. So that is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I'm really excited about that one as well. The next book is, I don't know anything about this, but it says it's like a great apocalypse book, which I love it. All apocalypse books. And it's called The Edge of Collapse by Kyla Stone. And it's the box set. And it's 1 through 3. The box set was $4.99 on Audible this week. They're having a huge sale on Audible. Not sponsored or anything like that. But anyway, the 3 books together are 27 hours and 36 minutes. One of the best apocalyptic series of the year, unputdownable. In the dead of winter, an EMP attack destroys the U.S. power grid. No electricity, no cars or phones. The country is plunged into instant chaos. But for Hannah Sheridan, it's the best day of her life. For the last 5 years, she's been the captive of a sadistic psychopath until the EMP releases the lock of her prison. And then it goes on to talk about her. Reclusive ex-soldier Liam Coleman is headed nowhere fast. He believed he was prepared for any disaster until the EMP took everything he'd ever cared about in a matter of seconds. 200 frozen perilous miles stand between them and their destination in rural Michigan. But the killing cold isn't the only threat, for Hannah's captor isn't about to let her go. When the country goes dark, ordinary people find themselves facing the underworld as they know it. And it goes on to talk about this. And it's gotten really, really good reviews. I've never heard of that before, so I'm excited about that. Happiness Falls. Oh, wait, let me tell you one more time. That was called Edge of Collapse. And it is by Kyla Stone. Edge of Collapse. And there's 3 books in the series so far. The next book is called Happiness Falls, and I actually think I saw this on a couple different book clubs. And it is it says a Good Morning America book club, and it is by Angie Kim. I looked at this book several times actually before I got it. New York Times bestseller, Good Morning America club that goes Oprah's Daily Novel of the Year, one of the people's 10 best books of the year. Goes on and on and on. Mia, the irreverent, hyper-analytical 20-year-old daughter has an explanation for everything, which is why she isn't initially concerned when her father and younger brother Eugene don't return from a walk in a nearby park. They must have lost their phone or stopped for an errand somewhere. But by the time Mia's brother runs through the front door bloody and alone, it becomes clear that the father in this tight-knit family is missing, and the only witness is Eugene. who has a rare genetic condition, Angelman syndrome, and cannot speak. What follows is both a ticking clock investigation into the whereabouts of a father and an emotionally rich portrait of a family whose most personal secrets just may be at the heart of his disappearance. Full of shocking twists and fascinating questions of love, language, and human connection, Happiness Falls is a mystery, a family drama, and a novel of profound philosophical inquiry. With all the powerful storytelling she brought to her award-winning debut, Miracle Creek, Angie Kim turned... Ooh, I want to read that one too. Angie Kim turns the missing person story into something wholly original, creating an indelible tale of family who must go to remarkable lengths to truly understand one another. Happiness Falls by Angie Kim. I can't believe I'm only halfway through these books and I'm at the 10-minute mark. Okay. And then Tim O'Brien, America Fantastica, and this is a new release. Tim O'Brien, world famous author. And this one just came out October 24th of 2023. One of Esquire's 20 best books of the year, and he's the one that wrote The Things They Carried, American Master Writer returns, goes on and on and on. At 11:34 a.m. one Saturday in August 2019, Boyd Halverson strode into Community National Bank in Northern California. "How much is on hand, would you say?" he asked the teller. "I'll want it all." "You're robbing me?" He revealed a Temptation 38 special. The teller, a diminutive redhead named Angie Bang, collected $81,000. Boyd stuffed the cash into a paper grocery bag. "I'm sorry about this," he said, "but I'll have to ask you to take a ride with me." So begins the adventure of Boyd Halverson, star journalist turned notorious online disinformation troll turned JCPenney manager, and his irrepressible hostage, Angie Bang. Haunted by his past and weary of his present, Boyd has one goal before the authorities catch up with him: settle a score with a man who destroyed his life. By Monday, the pair reach Mexico. By winter, they are in a lakefront mansion in Minnesota. On their trail are hitmen, jealous lovers, ex-cons and heiress, a billionaire shipping tycoon, a 3-tour veteran of Iraq, and the ghosts of Boyd's past. Everyone, it seems, except the police. In the tradition of Jonathan Swift and Mark Twain, American Fantastica delivers a biting, witty, and entertaining story about the causes and costs of outlandish fantasy, while also marking the triumphant return of an essential voice in American letters. Really excited about that. Okay, this is another one I'm thinking about reading for Peter's Book Club. It's the first one in a series. The second one just came out, and the first one is called, and it's by, the series is called Ernest Cunningham, and it's by Benjamin Stevenson, and the first one is called Everyone on the Train is a Suspect. And this is what it looks like. The second one that just came out is called Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. And the covers of them are really unique looking, which I think is kind of what pulled me in. It says, from the best-selling author of Everyone in My Family Has Killed Somebody, a fiendishly fun locked room train murder mystery that offers a tip of the hat to the great Agatha Christie novel, while at the same time being a modern reinvention of it, says Nita Prose. Perfect for fans of Richard Osman and Anthony Horowitz. When the Australian Mystery Writers Society invited me to their crime writing festival aboard the Gone, the famous train between Darwin and Adelaide, I was hoping to find some inspiration for my second book. Fiction this time. I needed a break from real people killing each other. Obviously, that didn't pan out. The program is a who's who of crime writing royalty. The debut writer, me, the forensic science writer, the blockbuster writer, the legal thriller writer, the literary writer, the psychological suspense writer. But when one of us is murdered, the remaining authors quickly turn into 5 detectives. Together, we should know how to solve a crime. Of course, we should also know how to commit one. How can we find a killer when all the suspects know how to get away with murder? Okay, and then the next one that I have is, and that was called Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. The next one that I bought because my friend Tanya Jean told me it is so good is the newest book by Frida McFadden. It is called The Teacher. She's the one that wrote The Housemaid. I'm going to tell you guys some of these you can look up because she's got like 25 books out. And then I thought it was Stacy that recommended this to me, but it was actually somebody else underneath my Peter Likes Books video. And it is called Murder Road by Simone St. James. Simone St. James is one of my favorite authors of life. I've read most of what she has written. And her books are so, they're like, they have paranormal to them, but they're always a thriller mystery. They're so fantastically written, and I love her. And this one sounds so good. It literally just came out March 5th of 2024. A young couple find themselves haunted by a string of gruesome murders committed along an old deserted road in this terrifying new novel from the New York Times bestselling author of the Book of Cold Cases. July 1995, April and Eddie have taken a wrong turn. They're looking for the small resort town where they plan to spend their honeymoon. When they spot what appears to be a lone hitchhiker along the deserted road, they stop to help. But not long after the hitchhiker gets into their car, they see the blood seeping from her jacket and a truck barreling down Atticus line after them. When the hitchhiker dies at the local hospital, April and Eddie find themselves in the crosshairs of the Cold Lake Falls police. Unexplained murders have been happening along Atticus line for years, and the cops finally have two witnesses who easily become their only suspects. As April and Eddie start to dig into the history of the town and that horrible stretch of road to clear their names, they soon learn that there is something supernatural at work, something that could not only tear the town and its dark secrets apart, but take April and Eddie down with it all. I'm so excited about this. Murder Road by Simone St. James. She's fantastic. I love all of her books. All of her books have an element of paranormal to them, but like spirit world kind of stuff. It's not, but it won't detract away from if you like a thriller. I just want to say that. And then Where Idaho Slept, because that is the book for a True Crime Book Club for the book of March. And then I got the very first Harry Botch book by Michael Connelly. It is called Black Echo, because I think I want to start that series. I love Michael Connelly. I think his favorite book of mine is, or the favorite book of his that I've read is Void Moon. But The Black Echo is the very first Harry Bosch book. So I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to start that series. Oh my god, I have so many books here that I haven't... Hold on, I need to refresh this so it goes through here. Okay. Then I have The Exchange by John Grisham. Bright Young Women. These are books I bought. Okay, this was the last haul. So that was the end of the first haul that I had. This one is Bright Young Women. I think this was on Reese Witherspoon's list as well. Two Women from Opposite Sides. And this is by Jessica Knoll, who wrote Luckiest Girl Alive, which I watched the show, the made-for-TV movie, but on Netflix, but I didn't, or the movie adaptation, but I didn't read the book. Two women from opposite sides of the country are brought together by violent acts of the same man and become allies and sisters in arms as they pursue the justice that would otherwise elude them in the most acclaimed, highly anticipated thriller of the year. And then it goes in and talks about the author. Blissfully Placed, Bright Young Woman is Jessica Knoll at her best. So, excited about that one. And then this one was recommended to me by several people. Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. This is another possibility for Peter's Book Club. And it is by Jesse Sutanto. And I heard this is fantastic. This came out March 14th of last year. USA Today bestseller. A lonely shopkeeper takes it upon herself to solve a murder. This is kind of a cozy. A lonely shopkeeper takes it upon herself to solve a murder in the most peculiar way in this captivating mystery by Jesse Sutanto, best-selling author of Dial A for Aunties, which I also have, but I don't think I've read that one. Is that the one that I read? No, I haven't read that one. Vera Wong, or did I read that one? Is that about the restaurant? No, I can't remember. Vera Wong is a lonely little old lady, lady of a certain age, who lives above her forgotten tea shop in the middle of San Francisco's Chinatown. Despite living alone, Vera is not needy. Oh no, she likes nothing more than sipping on a good cup of oolong and doing some healthy detective work on the internet about what her Gen Z son is up to. Then one morning, Vera trudges downstairs to find a curious thing, a dead man in the middle of her tea shop. In his outstretched hand, a flash drive. Vera doesn't know what comes over her, but after calling the cops like any good citizen would, she sort of swipes the flash drive from the body and tucks it safely into the pocket of her apron. Why? Because Vera is sure she would do a better job than the police possibly could. These are why I love cozies so much. Because nobody sniffs out a wrongdoing quite like a suspicious Chinese mother with time on her hands. Vera knows the killer will be back for the flash drive. All she has to do is watch the increasing number of customers at her shop and figure out which one among them is the killer. What Vera does not expect is to form friendships with her customers and start to care for each and every one of them. As a protective mother hen, will she end up having to give one of her newfound chicks to the police? Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jesse Sutanto. That looks good. Okay. The Island by Adrian McKenty. I think I got this on sale. So I read Adrian McKenty's The Chain years ago. I actually have this in hardback too. After moving from a small town to Seattle, Heather Baxter marries Tom, a widowed doctor with a young son and teenage daughter. A working vacation overseas seems like the perfect way to bring the new family together. But once they're deep in the Australian outback, the jet-lagged and exhausted kids are so over their new mom. When they discover a remote Dutch island off limits to outside visitors, the family walks talks their way into the ferry, taking a chance on an adventure far from the reach of iPhones and Instagram. But as soon as they set foot on the island, which is run by a tightly knit clan of locals, everything feels wrong. Then a shocking accident propels the Baxters from an unsettling situation into an absolute nightmare. When Heather and the kids are separated from Tom, they are forced to escape alone, seconds ahead of their pursuers. Now it's up to Heather to save herself and the kids, even though they don't trust her. The harsh bushland is filled with danger, and the locals want her dead. Heather has been underestimated her entire life, but she knows that only she can bring her family home again and become the mother the children desperately need, even if it means doing the unthinkable to keep them alive. Oh, soon to be a Hulu original series. Maybe we should read that one. Okay, that's called The Island by Adrian McKenty, and I read his last one, which, well, the one that put him on the map, which is called The Chain, and I loved it, and I love his story too. So yeah, those are all the ones that I have. I have a bunch of other ones too, but I bought those like in January. So if you guys want me to go do more of an Audible haul, I can, but I think for now, I'm gonna leave it at that. The other one that I want to read to you guys as far as a possible for Peter's Book Club is the Thursday Murder Club, which I already have in my Audible. And this is it's one book, and there are also, let's see how many books there are. There's 4 books so far in the Thursday Murder Club mystery book. And this is by Richard Osman. The first one came out in 2020, so I know a lot of these people have read these already. 4 septuagenarians with a few tricks up their sleeves. A female cop with her first big case, a brutal murder. Welcome to the Thursday Murder Club. In a peaceful retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet weekly in a jigsaw room to discuss unsolved crimes. Together, they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the Thursday Murder Club suddenly finds themselves in the middle of their first live case. As the bodies begin to pile up, can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? Sounds good, doesn't it? At some point, I'll read that this summer. I am so into the thrillers right now, if you can't tell. I love them all. So, if you want to see another Audible haul, I could go like past the next 10 of all the books that I have in there, because I don't think I've done an Audible haul in forever. So, if you enjoyed this, let me know, and I will go through the next 10 books that I have purchased past that. But from those books that I mentioned, if there's any that I mentioned about Peter's Book Club that really stand out to you that you'd like to read, put it in the comment section below. I'm so excited to be back over here again. I'm having so much fun, and so many of you are watching these videos, the BookTube videos, and I really, really appreciate it. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.